When you initially log into the music festival website, you'll actually be presented with a homepage that looks something similar to this. At the top of the screen, if you've already created a student record, you will see all of your students listed across the top of the page. And below, you'll see the festival which you've actually joined. In this case, we're highlighting Pickering Rotary Music Festival here as one of the examples. So to the top left, just to go through what are the menu uh, options that's there. Our menu option would be home, my students, my festivals. So looking back at the student that you've entered for, now you need to create a submission for that student. You will go to the menu option, my festivals, and under my festivals, under the festival of choice, Pickering Rotary Music Festival, you'll go to festival entries. This will take you to the landing page for the festival, which includes welcome message, syllabus, a list of who the adjudicators are, and more importantly, for this demo, we're looking at how to submit event registration. So I'll jump directly to that option. Once in that option, there are a number of steps that you will need to create. The first of which is to select the event. This year, our event would be the Pickering Rotary Music Festival 2025, and you select this from the dropdown. Once you've selected that, of all the students that you've already entered, you'll be allowed to select one student. You can only submit one registration at a time for each student. So if, for example, our test student here, Don, if there are multiple classes that you wish to enter Don for, you will have to do one class at a time. So the next step is selecting Don and select register. Don has an interest in piano. So we will go to the piano instrument category, select piano, and that will take us to a long list of, some categories have lists that are longer than others. Piano is one of our more popular categories. So you'll find that there's a list here of all the different categories found within the piano instrument class. Of your choice, you can either scroll the list, navigate each page by using the page options at the bottom of the screen, or you at the top of the screen in the search bar, you can actually type, for example, list A to bring up any list A categories that is there, or list B for any list B categories that's there. So this is the piano class. We will go with a list. We will go with the option that is there, and we will produce all the options that have any, I can't spell, which is why. Yeah. So here's the list A option that we will look for. If I choose select, it goes over to the classes that fall under that category. Please note that as you progress, at the top of the screen should actually give you an indication what's happening. So for the event Pickering Rotary Music Festival, you're doing a submission for the student Don Alton. Our classes are usually divided in grades, or we're specified by age groups. In this particular case, this is a grade class, and we'll select grade 7. On the final page, you'll be required to enter the selection title, composer. If this is a group, you can also enter the group name or the name of the accompanist that will be accompanying the student during the performance. My selection title is Making the Band. My composer would be, the duration of my performance would be 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And once I've completed that, my second to last step would be to hit submit registration. Once you've submitted registration and you've successfully completed that part, you will get this pop-up that indicates that your registration was successfully completed. You will now are presented with two options. You can continue with additional registrations, which is more classes for the same student, or registration for a different student, indicate in the event you have multiple students. For now, we're only entering for Don, so I want to proceed directly to the proceed to payments option. And this will take you to your registration cart. From the registration cart, you will be given an opportunity to validate the selection of your choice. If this isn't what you want to do and you want to start all over, you can always delete it and start over with the submit event registration. If this is everything, all the details provided here is accurate, you'll just go directly to proceed to checkout. Now, before I proceed to checkout, I just want to give you a hint on, let's say, for example, there are more students. Let's say, for example, you're a teacher and there are more students that you'd want to enter at a later time, but you're not yet ready to pay for the entries that you have. You can always leave this log out and come back in. The next time you come back in and you go to the home page, this is what it will look like. Your home page will still indicate the students if you have multiple students or just one. It will also indicate any festival that you're currently joining. And on the far right, you will notice that it says open registration carts. And there's a list of the cart that's indicating with a number, indicating the number of items selected in that cart. If you click on this, it will take you right back to the registration cart, and you can pick up right where you left off, or you can actually go to submit event registrations when you way back in, and you'll be able to start over. Please note that as long as you're not in the registration cart page, the tip of the day section on the lower right will also give you a quick entry back into the registration cart if it is that you do no longer want to proceed there. The next way to get into the registration cart is just by selecting the event. And once you select the event, the first thing you will notice on the top right, the cart gets updated with a number of things that are already in your cart. Don't need to jump there unless you're ready to pay. You can actually proceed to registering, making another registry entry for this student. The system will prohibit you from registering any one student for the same class. So don't have to worry about, the system will actually stop you if you attempt to do so. So I'm gonna enter yet the same title because I I don't have a title in mind, and the composer Chopin. Minute is 3:33. I hit submit registration, and here we go again, starting all over. Do I want to continue? Do I want to proceed with payments? I will choose to proceed with payments now, and it will take me to the cart. I will be presented again with an option to either remove anything in the cart or just proceed directly to payment. Now, right now, we only accept e-transfer. So we provided you with some information in terms of e-transfer. We've indicated what billing account, what email address to send e-transfer for. It will also give you an indication of the total amount, which matches your cart amount here to pay for. And we've given you a reference number that we would like for you to put on the memo line of your e-transfer. A lot of the banks offer you the ability to put a memo line entry. So it's just text to indicate to the receiver of the e-transfer additional context as to why you're sending the money to them. And then we ask that all submissions that you make for e-transfers to us for this year's festival, we use this password, which is PRMF2025 rather. And that's just an indication of the festival year. It actually helps our treasurer to be able to quickly accept the funds and also to validate the payment, who the payment is coming from, with the associated details from the reference number here. Once you've made the e-transfer on a separate page, whether you're doing that from your mobile phone or whether you're doing it on the same computer that you're doing the registration from, our final ask is that you just put the confirmation number that was provided to you by your bank into this field. And hit submit. And this will now complete your registration. Your registration will get into our bucket as a pending item until the treasurer validates the e-transfer and closes out that account as in fully paid. And then your student will be fully registered for the festival. If at any point post-submission there are any changes that is required to be made, you can go to review registration. And these are all the registrations that I have made so far for my student. You can select the registration of choice, go to edit the title, composer, anything about the frame, about the piece that the student will be performing. This will only be available until we've closed registration and generate the schedule. Once we've generated the schedule, all of this information remains as is and will not be changed, will not be able to change it. If you have any further questions about any entries, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at the music festival at pickeringrotary.ca, and we'll be happy to help guide you through the system. This is our first time using this system, as our previous system is no longer in existence, and we just like to help everyone as best as we can to get through the registration process as quickly and as smoothly as possible. Do thank you for your day. Feel free to reach out for further questions.